Hello everyone and welcome back to Krastorio 2. This is Otaku Showboat. If you've been enjoying this series thus far, please be sure to do all of the social and engagement stuff below the video, and of course you can support me on Patreon at patreon.com/otakushowboat if you are so inclined and able. Last time we met, I scaled up my glass production pretty considerably. So today, I am going to be finally scaling up the electronic components, which will lead directly to an increase in the amount of modules I am able to produce, the speed at which I am able to produce my modules. This is a direct correlation. Now, I was talking about at the very end of the last video about how I do not like this beacon thing. I don't understand. I don't comprehend this. I think ultimately what it tries to do is calculate some sort of a coefficient, some sort of an average value. Because yeah, y equals mx plus b, that is a standard linear line. It's going to, I guess, try to find the average value that is being applied here. You're finding the slope of the line, I would imagine, with this. So we've got y equals ax plus b. Y is beacon number, which is the amount, I guess, that you are trying to calculate in this. I don't know. A is the beacon by factory, but you are defining that. So I don't even. Why is this a value less than 1? Why is this 0.5? Why how does one calculate beacon by factory? Number of beacon per factory. Well, I mean, number of beacon per factory. Beacons per factory. So if we said 3 beacons per factory, that's the same as number of beacons affecting one factory, right? Apply beacon module effect on factory. 3. I mean, that's the same thing. This is saying the same thing on this text. Just so everyone is clear, these two things say the exact same thing. Number of beacons affecting one factory, and number of beacons per factory affecting the factories. So yeah, there needs to be a distinguishment in here on these things. Like, come on, no, no, it's bad. It's very poorly worded, very poorly designed in concept. Anyway, I do still need to pin this, and we're just gonna have to do this calculation on our own. That was close. That was a close one. And we are, of course, going to need a lot more of the regular assembling machines, so I'm going to back right on up into my logistics zone, and we are going to request additional assembling machines here. Let's say 200 of them. I have more than that, which is great. It also looks like I managed to finish off the logistics tech while I was talking. That I was waiting on, so now I can actually make the green level of stuffs. Just do some requests on these. The green level of stuffs should be fairly simple to make because it's going to use more steel gear wheels, which is unfortunate because that's even more steel getting used, but also rare metals, and I don't actually have that much stuff using rare metals at this point in time. With the exception of the green splitters. For some reason, they're using red circuits rather than anything involving rare metals. Also, this doesn't use rare metals. This takes the previous level of belt and uses the green belt, which again, that is rare metals by proxy. It's this one that I'm like a little freaked out about. There's no rare metals being used for the splitters for some reason. They do get used in the loaders though, which is just fine. I am okay with that. Yeah, so this is also going to take a long, long, long time to properly scale. I'm actually going to just straight up limit to 1 stack on all of these. You're going to be limited to like that much. At the end, you're going to be limited to that much. You're going to be limited to that much, just being somewhat arbitrary, and you're going to fill that entire chest full of stuff. So we have green belts being made. I have green belts being requested. They're generally speaking going to come to me rather than make the other green stuff. That's okay for now. I'm going to be off and on my way right quick here. I do need to worry about having the silicon getting processed. One thing I would like to do in here at some point in my mall is to actually just make silicon in the mall, but we'll get to that when we get to that, when I decide to make solar panels. In the alternative, I can just have a separate factory making silicon. Anyway, we are on our way up and over. Well, I guess mostly up, actually, rather than over. We have to go to the left. So many trees. Please, destroy the trees. Another thing that Nanobots is really good at is destroying trees. I would very much enjoy some of that action right about now. As you might have anticipated, this whole thing needs to die. It needs to die a horrible death. I don't need the wood, period. But full stop, I do not need the wood here. This wood only existed to provide fuel for the, for steel furnaces. That's the only reason this production here existed in the first place. So off that goes. It is gone. Done. Done deal. No longer required at all. So, beacons. I would like to use beacons to reduce the number of buildings of the assembling machine 3s that I'm going to need. Sadly, I sort of have to do this around the concept of these blue assembling machines for the moment, because these ones here I can't really make yet. I mean, I can, but I won't have enough for quite a while. So, the basic way of adding in some beacons is to do them on this side here, but the amount of stuff I need, you'll notice there's bigger than a red belt. It's more than a red belt. So ideally I would have the beacons on each side and maybe even the middle as well. So, beacons, I usually have them on my doohickey there. Among all of my stuffs, these are beacons. I will replace those burner inserters there. So I think that, yes, I will build this in this manner, where I have the machines sort of like that. We'll clip that off the end. So, like this, with the beacons in the middle. But this whole thing is going to also need to be shifted down, because I will also have beacons on the other side. On the other side. So it needs to be shifted down at least 2 or 3 tiles. So I'll do just that. I will shift it down 3 tiles. And be like, get rid of all of the crap. And I need to make sure that stuff is coming in from far enough away that I can have the quote-unquote extra beacon. This is the extent. The quote-unquote extra beacon. Extra bacon! The baconing! That is actually too far. So I can't actually do that. That is one tile too far because I need 2 items in. So unfortunately, there goes that plan, and I need to actually shift things down by 1. However, singularity beacons are a thing that exist that will at some point get used, and something tells me that I will very much enjoy playing with those. Are those 2x2? Holy shit, those are 2x2. Excuse my language. That is different. I was expecting not this. Let's make that clear. I was expecting not this. A 2x2 beacon with a distribution efficiency of 75%. Well, that changes literally all of the everything. Yeah. Uh, hmm. So you're saying that I just straight up add beacons to whatever setup I have? So you're saying add beacons to my setups rather than design the setups to begin with these, because that's effectively the same thing. I think the most efficient beacon setups are going to be mixed beacon setups that use regular beacons on the max distance as well as the singularity beacons mixed in the middle with the belts and all that, just with a whole bunch of undergrounds between each of the output setups. Well, that's good to know. That is very good to know. I am happy. Very, very, very happy that that is the case. Extremely amused, shall we say. I do hope that that was the reaction that people who knew about the singularity beacons were expecting. I do hope that is a glorious enough of a reaction for folks. There we go. That's a thing. Speed! Glorious speed! I still have 5 more. Wow. Productivity and what I can, and we're just gonna copy paste a whole bunch. And add power. Because, you know, beacons need power too. Don't need that. Do need that though. With the power of speed. Ta-da! So 10. Yeah, we're making more than a red belt now. Yay! That is way more than 5. Let's appreciate the way more than 5. Until we get into the lack of the silicon right up here. Okay, silicon. 38 with productivity, so just simply scaling this out should be easy enough. I have the space for this particular build. That is 24, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 2, 3, 6, and 8. Right, this is a lot more than, this is more than 30. This will be needed. I will need to upgrade this. I will need to upgrade this belt. This belt will be the first candidate for green. Once I have the green. Lots of green. Lots of green! all the green of the belt and splitters for now, though. We'll stick with red. And, that does not remain 1-to-1, does it? No, it does not. It absolutely does not. Get rid of that. See, I'm looking at the pin there, and I'm trying to change the modules, get rid of those modules. Yeah, so without the speed modules, it is about 1-to-1 still, and that is what I will maintain. I will not use the speed modules for these. I could beacon, yes, but I'm going to reserve the beacons to this final step here and be done with it. So, note, this set of beacons touches 6 factories, when the ones on the end only affect 4 and 2, respectively, but every single building is impacted by 3 beacons. Every building, 3 beacons, without exception. And the amount, 50%, is the... See, that's what it is. Helmod, are you trying to take into account the effectivity, the beacon transmission? Do I have to actually tell you the beacon transmission? Because by default, yes, the beacon transmission is half. So is this middle value the actual transmission efficiency? It might be. It might be. But why do I have to tell it that? It should know that. It should be able to see that from the definition on the beacon. It has distribution efficiency right there, 0.5. Anyway. Any woozle who wuzzles. I need how much? 24. I have 3. Sure, why not? We'll just copy paste. Don't you love it when you're just a couple of tiles off? Yeah, need to get rid of that tile. There we go. Need to get rid of that tile, too. So, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3. Excuse me. 22. 22. All this must die. 23, 24. Wahoo! All of this needs to be greenbelt and splitters. All of it needs to be greenbelt and splitters to be effective, but, you know, this isn't the absolute final build until we get into the Settling Machine 3s with all their productivity associated with them, and all of these get the productivity associated with them. So, yeah, still a bit of time to go until we have the stuff, but we now have more stuff. We have more than 5. Let's make it clear. We have more than 5. Okay, and then the speed on each of these is plus 150% across the board. Wait, why are you... Oh, it's 120 when I have the two modules in them. Sure. Fine. That's fine. 150 with the not module versions. And if I have 10 of those, or if I have 20 of those, which I have 20, that would be 37 and a half, more than a thingy, versus 39.6, which is more than 30, so it's more than this belt can handle by itself. Where did I park? Way over there. Woohoo! And down we go. Back to the mall. We go, we go. Because by doing that and upgrading the electronic component production, what I have ended up with is a situation where I need another train. Slash, where I need more inventory space available in the train that is actively on this network, because it's moving a lot now. And I can almost guarantee it's moving back and forth with the mall. Oh, it's moving with red circuits. Cool. Hello there. You can have 3. Go back. You know what? This'll stop it. It'll stop, here. There we go. Have some fuel, please. Oh, I'm like out of fuel. Guess I better go get some. Fill up right quick. I'm really tempted to limit the bulk loaders, but nah. Nah. See, that didn't take too long to fill it. We've just about got that full 30. Almost. Almost at that full 30, even with all of the inefficiencies that we have in this current setup here on the electronic components. Electronic components are going to be very much competing with stuff. I don't need that military science. We have military science at this point. In fact, I need to double check. We built that military science where again? The military tech cards. I've already forgotten. I did that today, and I've already forgotten where I did my military tech cards. I added a thing here, military tech cards, and it is delivering right next to... Huh? Oh. Circuit condition. There you go. And I never did define the military tech card priority station. D military TC. There we go. Now, military science should be going out to the line of science. Speaking of which, this line of science needs productivity modules at level 3. The whole line needs level 3 productivity modules. That is the #1 most important thing in the universe. Technically. Alright, I'm going to be now planning the upgrade for my red circuits as well as my green circuits. That's what needs to get planned next. That green circuits looks like it is already in a decent spacing for adding of bacon. So I am very, very much looking forward to the additional bacon out there. I will need greenhouses for additional wood production. Now we're going to start with green and then add in red, although red I think is the bigger bottleneck right now. Hello, buddies. Taking things away from me. Into storage. You go. You go. Okay. What have you made for me? 5 whole productivity 3s. Yay! 5 whole modules! Because of the lack of components. Soon to be not so much lack of components. I have all of these, right? You've given me all of the everything? Yes, you have. Because of red circuits. Yes, red circuits are the bane of my existence, so they are next. Just I've had it. I'm done with them. I am done with the everything with these guys. I need more of these guys. Yeah, that's a lot of electronic components too. So this is 5 whole electronic components per second, or red circuits per second. 5. Glorious 5. It's so wonderful. It's beautiful. It's 5. Just 5 per second. So rotato. And all of a sudden we have 10. I also have 7 red belt on me. But hey, we've got more stuff for greens. We've got more green. We've got green thingies. I can actually very safely go into the green loaders now, as well as the green splitters somewhat, and somewhat with the green underground. I technically have more green belt than I do red belt at this point. Hey, sure, we'll go with this. I don't actually have red belt over here being provided very much. Okay. Sure about that. Let's go to the Belt Mall. Let's go head on over to the Belt Mall. Oops. You know, it's interesting this requested so much stuff, but this is, yeah. This is way too much. No, it's exact. It's exact. It's like on the edge, so there's enough in here. It's just not consumed at the same rate on both wagons. Just an interesting thingy to note. It just looks a little weird. Like I'm only using the stuff from one wagon. Okay, off we go. There is another thing about this foundation rail set that I'm not as keen on as well, and that is the fact that it does not have built-in lamps in the base blueprints. I wish the base blueprint had lamps on each power pole. That is one minor thing. I wish there were lamps for nighttime. Get out of the car, go to my red belt, grab the red belt, store the red belt, and grab the red belt, and store some of the red belt. I just stored all of my bunch of splitters, yeah. I think I'm okay now to move on and start scaling up these red circuits. Yay, red circuits. Woohoo. Huzzy huzzoo. Red. Beautiful, glorious red. The reddest of red. I can stick some in the middle here, some beacon, some bacon. some bacon can exist, but do I want it to? Remembering that beacons just help with speed. So 4 is 12, is 6, is... That's 12, not 9. I can do 16. I was only doing 4.5? No, 5.25. Okay. 5.25 out of that 14. And with 28, that's 10.5 out of 21. I'm thinking out of 32. That's what I'm thinking right now. So double this to 24. I will need to lane thing, do the thing with the lanes. And split. That is a green splitter. I would like a red. Not that one. There. More red circuits. For now. I can absolutely productivity in the ones that I can productivity in here. See, if I had productivity, I could end up with 10.8 rather than 12, and I can use less stuff to get that 10.8. That's the whole point of productivity. Use less stuff to make more things. Well, you make things with less stuff. That's always more important. Unless you have, like, vast quantities of stuff, in which case, well, maybe it's more important to process that vast quantity of stuff. For now, though, I am waiting on the throughput of the electronic circuits. Right, this is limited to 15 electronic circuits. Wait, I don't have any... What? What did I do? Did I put green somewhere? Didn't I have green belt? I'm going to stick that there, but then, like, keep going. Because green is awesome. But what happened to my actual green belt? What did I do? Looks like it's actually colored yellow in here. Huh. Weird. What did I do with the actual... I had like 44 units of green belt. Did I use it up here? No. Did I throw it in my trash slots? No. What happened to my... like 44 units of green belt? Like, hello? It disappeared on me. I don't know where it went. I have lost it. Didn't end up in here. There it is. There it is. It did end up in there. Okay. Phew. Now I know. That works fine. It's okay that these are red. Because yeah, you can see it's moving. It's moving quickly. Until it backs up. There. Now we are cooking with the gas. Okay, that's more red circuits. A few more red circuits. The question is, am I backing up on the red circuits when a train comes in? Because if the train comes in and there's still stuff here, chances are that it's not requesting enough. Or it's not a large enough thingy. So no, it's fine. Still. It's still fine. Still has to sit and load. So we've got a little bit more headroom. It does load up quickly. So let's keep that in mind too. It loads pretty fast. Pretty fast. We are only getting about twice as much as we were. Little over twice as much as we were, ish. But that makes a heck of a difference. Even twice as much as I was getting is a big difference. We have 3 more of those, 3 more of those, and 5 more of those sitting and waiting for us. Right? They're sitting and they're waiting for us right now. And I can go back and I can add speed modules to all of this now. I can start putting in the speed modules on my buildings. I think I can do that right now. However, it has been quite some time, 37-ish minutes, so as soon as I head over here, back to the mall, we'll be ending things off for the day today, now that we have scaled up our production with some modules for the production of the red circuits. Where shall we go from here is the big question. I don't know. Actually, we will have to determine that in our next video. Or at least I will determine that as we get into the next video. Because so much stuff is happening now. Use speed to speed up the production of speed, I would say. First, speed the speed. Speed the speed. Speed the speed! Still limited by those electronic circuits, though. Great. Still electronic circuit limited. Or component, excuse me. Electronic component limited. That's one of these somewhere. Electronic components! Wherefore art thou? I need more. Yeah, you're almost a full cargo. And you go to red circuits and you go to the mall with them. Hopefully this next trip is the mall. Anyway, with that I would like to thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Showboat. If you have enjoyed today's video and the series thus far, please be sure to do all of the social and engagement stuff down below. You can, of course, support me on Patreon at patreon.com/otakushowboat if you are so inclined and able, and I will see you all on the next one, where I think we are going to start to move on to other things. I will, of course, see you all then.